We're going to talk a little bit about Tesla charging and some ideas that'll help you charge it at your house. So what I've done here, you notice there's a couple plugs. One is your standard 110 volt and this one is your 240. And as you noticed, I've cut off that pin because this one was designed for a stove, which is for 40 amp circuit, but they also make one with an angled one, which looks like this one right here. That one's 30 amp for a dryer. So what I found is if you take your meter, you can cut off, you'll notice that this one isn't even connected to the socket, so it's not needed. So in a normal 220 volt circuit, you've got 120 volts between here and here, and 120 volts between here and here. But in the Tesla, they don't use the ground, so we was able to cut that off, which allows you to plug into either socket. So this socket here for the dryer is exactly the same as for the stove right there. So that gives you an idea of something, so you don't have to carry both units in your Tesla. I've seen some other videos where people have decided to try to hook up two circuits to get 220 volts, and I thought I'll explain that a little bit here. In a normal plug, right here on this side here, you've got your neutral and your ground, and in here you've got the 120 volts. Now if you notice on the here, what they've done is there's two terminals here on a normal socket in the wall. If you break this one, you can run 120 volts here from your breaker box, and a different 120 volts here, so you get 220 volts here. So if you wanted, you could run these two wires into those two wires and get 220 volts for your charger. You can try that out. Caution on the current to not exceed what the breaker box does. And if you have a meter, what I've done here is I've set it up. You'll notice that I've got my meter here, and to test in most kitchens they run 220, so you can run a toaster and a kettle at the same time. And if you measure the current, you'll notice that this one is 240 volts. So this one actually has two circuits wired to it, even though it would appear that they're the same circuit. They're not, which means that you can run your adapter and get, if you build a special adapter plug, you can wire it so you get 220 volts at 15 amps. So I hope that's been informative, and have a good day.